Okay, is that an advantage that you're playing the Islanders within a week?
Yeah, obviously we're two teams that are familiar with each other, and it was a really good game. I think we gave them a little too many big grade A opportunities, but it was a good game, and I expect nothing but the same.
Darnell, on Saturday, the team had a pretty consensus feeling that the team played well, just the results weren't there. What can you do tonight in order to maybe differentiate the results?
If we have the same mindset, same focus as we had in the third period, if we could do it for a full 60 minutes, I like our chances most nights. So that's got to be a focus of ours. We know that we're capable of it. We know we can do it, and that's we say as much as we want. We just need to do it.
Is this a pretty anxious time for some guys, just with the deadline coming up? It's that time of year,
No, I don't. I've never really been in a position where it was kind of like, oh, what's gonna happen? But no, I think we're all professionals. We all know what the sport is like. Sometimes you're given a heads up. Sometimes you're treated like a piece of meat. That's just how this game goes. So no, I don't think it's an anxious time of the year. We're all just focused on the challenges ahead of us, and that's the Islanders tonight.
Darnell, about that, this is an Islanders club that is playing on a back-to-back, second half of a back-to-back. They lost in Calgary last night. How do you mitigate that urgency early on in the game, and do you maybe emphasize how important the start of the game is?
Yeah, I think like I said, we all know what it's going to take to get the right result. We've been playing some pretty good hockey lately, but we haven't been getting the results, and that comes down to, like I said, we have to have a full 60 like we played our last 20.
So just checking in, you've played a lot of games lately. You're our top guy now. How are you feeling mentally going into this one against the Islanders again tonight?
It feels good. It feels good to play, and that's why we've been practicing the whole year and need to be ready from the start tonight.
Nico, how does it help that you've seen this club not even a full week ago? You know their tendencies a little bit more. How does that kind of help you prepare for tonight's game?
Of course, it helps a little bit. You know the players now. You're familiar with how they play and how they try to score on you, and of course, it helps a little bit.
In that matchup on Saturday, there's a pretty consensus feeling that the team played well, just didn't get the W in the end. How do you make sure that result is different tonight?
We just have to play same way than the last game against them, and sure we're going to get the result today.
This is a team that's coming off playing last night, so second half of a back-to-back. They lost in Calgary. Is there any alteration to the game plan in terms of mitigating the urgency that they might display in the first 5-10 minutes?
I'm the wrong guy to answer that question. I don't have Hitch will make the game plan for us, and we're gonna go with that.
Great.
Thank you.
Thanks, Miko. Good luck tonight.
Yeah, I mean, it's out there, but those are one of the things that you can't control. You just got to string together some good games and then keep playing well, and that's all you got to focus on. So, I mean, they got to do their job, and we got to do ours.
Is that a case where you might talk to your dad about it? He was traded in his career a few times. Maybe get some advice on how he handled it?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, we don't really like to talk about that word. That's like a swear word in the hockey world. But yeah, I mean, it happens. It's part of the game. It's a business, and if teams decide that, then that's on them. That's on the management. So that's one of those things you just kind of got to roll with the punches. And this game's a crazy game sometimes.
Matt, yesterday in practice, a lot of the players mentioned that going forward, each day that comes is the most important day of the year. How can you guys make sure you guys get a W, because you guys played against the Islanders on Saturday? You guys didn't get the result you wanted, but you guys felt pretty good as a consensus. How do you make sure that result is changed?
Yeah, I think play the same way. I think that, last time we played them, it was a tight game right until the end. A few mistakes on our end that kind of solidified the game for them. So tonight it's going to be a tough game. I mean, they got beat last night, so we're going to look to have a good first period against them and kind of roll with it there.
Talking about playing last night, does it alter the game plan at all? Perhaps stressing the importance of the start that you guys have since you're playing in the second half of a back-to-back?
No, I don't think so. I mean, they lost last night. They're going to be upset, and they're going to want to put together a good game. They're going to come out hard. Their coach kind of made some remarks about their starts to games, so we have to be ready tonight. Their coach wants them to hit more, and so I mean tonight we got to expect a physical game and kind of nose to nose.
This isn't a club that you see too often, but you saw them less than a week ago. Does it kind of help to understand their tendencies and maybe pin out things that only gameplay can really simulate?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I wasn't in the lineup. I mean, around the league, a lot of teams play similar systems, so it's not just playing the Islanders. I mean, there's other teams that play that system, especially their neutral zone is a little bit different than a lot of the other teams. So I think that's part of the game plan. Part of the coach's job is to get us prepared for that sort of system.
Awesome. Thanks, Matt.
You've been
Hard to me. Panarin sick or a little better than that?
Just wasn't feeling good. I'm not gonna go there.
But you're good to go tonight?
Yeah.
You've come back from obviously being sick before, but any secrets or anything you've learned about getting back up to speed?
It's never easy. You never feel that good. We'll see.
This was late breaking. You were like at the rink. You kind of fell ill, or you were feeling a little bit during the day, or what?
I just didn't feel quite right all day, and then obviously late wasn't. I was still trying to go. The guys went out for warm up, and I tried to do a warm up on my own, and the plan was just put my gear on and go, but I just couldn't do it.
Now, last year you played really sick for a long time, and you mentioned that had I just rested maybe one game, it would have made a difference. Are you a little bit wiser now, or do they have to hold you back still not to play?
It's still trainers. Trainers are don't think it's a good idea to go. So what are you going to do? You're not going to fight with them over your health. So yeah.
You just saw the New York Islanders on the weekend, a game where you guys had some pretty good zone time, some good chances, but just couldn't get the finish. What do you expect from them tonight? How do you overcome their defense?
Yeah, we played well, but we just seemed to make the little mistake that they would capitalize on. Got to find a way to limit that. But like I said, we played well. We had our chances, and the game could have gone the other way for sure.
Obviously, you're not going to be involved in any trade rumors or anything, but the trade deadlines always can be an uneasy time. As a captain of the group, do you say anything, or is it better left unsaid leading into the deadline?
Nothing needs to be said. Everyone knows, the position and stuff like that. It's never fun. The trade deadline's never fun. It might be fun for fans to, see which guys go, to different places and whatnot. But as a team and as friends, it's never fun.
I want to talk about Leon Draisaitl. He's got 12 power play goals already, kind of inching closer to that Oilers record of most power play goals in a season. And he was a guy who never really came in with that goal scorer mentality. He's talked about it. He always got more excitement out of passing. What have you seen in the difference for him? He's on pace for even 48 goals. Just the change in his ability and willingness to finish.
He's been great. He shoots the puck. Great. He's got a great one-timer. He seems to put himself in good spots. So it's a credit to him. Thanks.
told us he's feeling better back in. Obviously,
yeah, he's
big boost for you.
Yeah, it's a big help, and he says he's feels a lot better. He's good to go tonight, so that's a good sign for us. And if we can continue to play at the same pace and add him to the mix, it's going to be real good for us.
You put him back with Leon and Cassie?
I don't trust that Trotz, so I'm not giving anybody anything right now. You got to wait for the warm-up. He's a scoundrel, so have to find out tonight.
Well, Ken, you saw them 5 days ago, and you guys generated a lot of shots, a lot of chances, didn't score, but they've gone from the worst goals against in the league to the best by a significant margin. What have you seen? What's the biggest improvement in their overall commitment to defense?
Well, they're predictable. They keep you to the outside. The goaltenders have both had great years. And I think a little bit it is they just, they're committed to checking. And just Barry starts his checking line every game and sends the team a message. He's got 3 competent players there that, are arguably the best fourth line, but he plays them as a third line. So it sends a clear message to your team how you want the game to be played, and he's got the personnel to do it. But the goaltenders are sitting there at .930. That's exceptional, and they both had great years. I think for me with Leonard, you see some games where it looks like nobody's going to score on him. It looks like nothing's going to go by him, and I think physically he can be intimidating when he's on top of his game.
Ken, you guys. Sorry, go ahead. You guys have played well here in the last little while, but you don't have a lot to show for it. So, how do you try to prevent, frustration taking over energy?
Well, it's just steps. I mean, would we like it to be a month ago, 6 weeks ago? Yeah, but these are steps that involve playing for each other and not with each other, and we're really playing for each other right now. We're a 5-man unit. We're going up and down the ice together. We're connected. We've got a lot of guys who are playing really well because of that connection. They're supporting each other, and these are the learning curves you go through. But regardless of where we're at, we're going to keep playing this way right to the end. And this is a way that the players are demanding this of themselves now, and the coaches are demanding it, and everybody's connected in that. It is a nervous time for everybody because of the trade deadline. So I think keeping their focus is going to be in the next 2 or 3 games is going to be a challenge, and that's on us to make sure that we stay focused on competing.
How much input does a coach have at the trading deadline? You've been around for a long time.
It's the same for us every time. We do the dirty work. So, and I've always preferred. I've always said I don't want to know who's leaving because I'm going to coach them differently. But if they want the dirt, then it's our job to find it. So we all have connections on what a guy is and what he isn't, and if he's going to play for us and they pop a name into us, then we'll dig deep, real deep, because we don't want to be wrong on things. But we don't get involved in anything other than that. Like when the name comes in, then we'll do the work.
You don't say to the general manager, we really need a couple of this, or we really
that's the biggest mistake you can make, trust me. I made that earlier in my career, and Mr. Gainey put me in my place real quick. So I asked for a scoring left winger, and I got 2 fourth-line grinders, Keane and Scrudland, and made my life miserable for 20 years, those guys. Yeah, they helped us out, but I learned he was right, and I ought to just shut up and coach.
So. You have a goalie in Stolarz who needs to play 10 games to avoid becoming a UFA. Has your GM directed you at any point to try to solve that issue?
No. We're here to win, and I'm just learning about him as a goaltender. I've just watching him a little bit at practice, and we're here to win. And obviously, if we're close but no cigar, then we're going to be probably looking at giving him a go. But right now, Koski's played really well the last couple of times out, and we want to keep him going, and that's kind of the major focus right now.
Update on how long your injured guys will be out?
If you're talking about Jesse, I don't have information, and it's probably best coming from management. Obviously, he's on IR, and I'm not sure exactly where that's at. I think there's still a lot of work being done on exactly what's going on there. JJ is going to be... He's going to be a full 2 weeks before he's ready to go here. So that's unfortunate for us. So he's pretty sore right now, and we're not sure when. We don't even know if he's going to be able to play on the road trip, to be honest with you.
So Jesse's game was such that the injury obviously had something to do with it, or you didn't know about this injury?
I had no idea, and you know, it was never brought to my attention. But they're probably best off describing what it is, and it's got a lot of long words on it, the words that I don't understand.
Ken, Colby Cave, you played a lot of minutes for your last game. What have you liked about his game that you know, you're trusting him to play upwards of 15, 16 minutes?
He's a smart, competitive guy, and he's really grown into a role here. And I think he's really we've given him that third line role, and he's really embraced it. And we really like what he's bringing to the hockey club. And if this is the start of his growth phase, then looks like we got a real good player here. So hopefully he can keep getting better and better. But you can even see it at practice, where he's doing things at practice that he wasn't doing when he first came up with us. And he's a really competitive guy, and he's got some real fire in his belly. And I think the players really appreciate it.
Ken, you've been around a long time, and you know, you've seen players go through slumps. Outside of maybe 4 forwards on your team right now, a lot of guys are really fighting it. Like Jason missed a wide open net last game. Is there things a coach can do, you know, fun drills or anything to try to get guys some confidence in practice, so maybe it translates to a game offensively?
Well, I found if you keep bringing it up and you talk about working on scoring drills or working on this, then, you know, I think it's our job to get it into the area and then not talk about it after that. But, you know, I think where we can really help is we can create more garbage situations that it goes off of legs and goes off of ankles or whatever. But we're more focused on really having sincere traffic at the net, 2 at the net, not 1, not getting boxed out, keeping your stick active, all those things that lead up to scoring the goal. But if you start talking about just scoring the goal, then it puts way too much pressure on the player, to be honest with you.
And Curry, the second game, do you look at him, he starts well, he'll get more ice?
Yeah, I didn't know him as a player, so we're assuming that he'd having a couple of practices with us. You know, he came in, he had a pregame skate, and then just played. I mean, he's had a couple of sessions with us. He's more comfortable. The terminology is different down there, you know, from what we were doing here, and the system of play was a little bit different. He's more used to things now, so I think we'll increase his minutes, and who knows if that line continues to play well with Brodziak and Luch, they could really get into double digits, both of them.